Skated on back. Shoots. Gonged away. And thrown down.
Hey, what's happening? Everyone, SirJames coming at you guys with another video. In today's video, I'm here to provide you with my review for NHL 17. Now, for those of you who don't know what is NHL, it's pretty much involves the sport known as hockey, which in a way it's actually kind of similar to soccer. Now, going over the game's graphics, the last time that I've played personally an NHL title was back during the Sega Genesis, where everything was just about pixels. Now here we are in 2016, and I'm just amazed on how well sports games look today. The amount of detail not only within the audience, but of course the players on the field that you get to control, and of course even the overall atmosphere of the hockey rink definitely captures it quite well. Almost exactly like if you were there in person, but of course in a video game format. But everything about the visuals, again, the players, the audience, the ambience, everything about it was just absolutely amazing looking, and I can't wait to see where future titles become in the next 5 years in regards to sports titles. Now, going over the gameplay isn't too complicated to understand, and there's actually a lot of different features here that works for either new players or even returning players. Like, for example, the returning players can set off a lot of different settings to avoid any type of hints, and of course to help aim the actual puck into the goal and so forth, and of course increasing the overall difficulty level of the AI, what kind of play style they want to go for, all these different things. However, if you are a new player, kind of like me for example, since the last time I played one of these titles was back during the 90s, there's a lot of different features here that I was able to partake in to get a better understanding in terms of what I'm playing. And of course there's even useful things such as having a little bit of an aid, not like an auto aim type of thing, but basically will kind of help you guide the puck towards the goal, like indicating with the green indicator saying, okay, you are going to make this shot or you're not. And of course there's also different difficulty settings that you can mess with, such as arcade mode, where it ditches all the rules and you basically go have at it, or you could use the enhanced rule system there, which will inform, penalties, offsides, and all these different aspects to correspond with the game. Now, besides that, there's also a few things that you can do as well. There's different season modes that you could partake in. There's a variety of different teams that you could use. You could even go into a practice mode. You could also practice like being the goalkeeper, or you could go and practice your shots if you just need a refresher, or if you're a new player and you want to try out different control settings to see what works best for you. All these different things are here. And of course, you could also create your own custom team if you want to go with that. There's offline mode, there's online mode, which I think the majority of the replay value is going to be, especially if you want to take on your friends head to head. But overall, the actual gameplay mechanics are actually very simple to use. Again, whether you are a new player, returning player, there's a lot of things to be had here, especially when you dig into the game's options menu, where there's just a lot of different things that you can mess with, tweak around to what works best for you. Now, going over the game's sound design, the overall sound design was actually quite well, from the selection of music that you get to listen to as you play, of course from the fans cheering, and of course different moments every time you're winning and so forth. They kind of have their own personal cheer that takes place, and of course you also have a couple of announcers that are basically providing commentary throughout the entire game, so it's almost like you're watching a hockey game on TV, except here you are actually controlling the movements of the players, and you get to kind of pick and choose how the outcome will be. Now, of course, one thing that I did tend to notice is that for the commentators is that after a while you start basically rephrasing the same things over and over again, where to the point it kind of gets annoying, but overall the commentary aspect and the music was actually solid. Now, as for the game's lifespan, there are plenty of things to do for this title, whether or not it be creating a custom team, taking on the different season modes, of course the offline and online play, practice arenas, all these different things that are going to be building replay value as time goes on, depending on your personal preference. But again, there are plenty of activities to do to kind of keep you entertained for hours, days, or maybe even weeks. Now, going over the game's innovations, unfortunately I can't list of what's different compared to its last installment all the way to its current one, because the last time I played one was back during the early 90s, so therefore the innovation between that time and to now is extreme. But overall, there's a lot of activity to do in the game. Again, whether or not you are a new player or returning player, you are going to have a lot of different things to do. You're also going to have a great time, but overall, in the end, I'm going to be giving this game an 8 out of 10. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time.